from the News Channel 5 network. This is OpenLine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to OpenLine. Glad you are with us tonight. We have an important show. We are shedding light on some unsolved murders in our area. And we hope that by doing that, by talking about them tonight, hopefully we can help solve those murders. We have with us two moms who want to share their stories about the murder of their sons. So very difficult. But again, they're doing this to hopefully help solve the cases. And so I want to bring in our guests. They are joining us via Zoom. We have Denise Floyd, and she is the mother of Jamarcus Esmon. Denise, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you said a lot of people know you as Latarsha?
Latoya.
Okay.
Latoya Floyd,
well,
yes.
Thank you for being here. And Latarsha Holt, mother of Tyler Holt. Latarsha, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Latarsha, let me start with you. So your son, Tyler Holt, 18 years old, can you tell us a little bit about him and about his case?
Tyler was 18 years old. He graduated from high school May 17th, 2020. He was murdered November 21st, 2020. 4 days before Tyler was murdered, we found out on that Tuesday that he had received a full scholarship to North Dakota State. I had talked to Tyler on that Thursday beforehand, which was November 19th. He had been at my grandmother's house, and he called and told me that he was ready to come home. I sent someone to get him. She barely missed him by maybe 5 minutes. He called back later on that evening and said that he was still coming home, that his friends had picked him up and that they dropped him off. Well, a whole day went by. I talked to him a few times. He still never made it home. He kept saying he was coming. Friday night came. We checked on him. He still said he was coming. Maybe 6 hours later, I was woken up out of my sleep at 2:30 a.m. that Tyler was in Wyndham House Hotels dead.
Oh, my goodness. So he was 18 years old. He had just graduated from Stratford High School. And you said he had a scholarship. It was to play football, right?
Yes, sir. A full ride.
Full ride scholarship. And so what, all right, the police began investigating, and what happened?
Right now, it is still an open investigation. They do have evidence, but right now, they don't have enough evidence to make any arrest. There were several witnesses in the room, maybe 8 to 10 people, but nobody would cooperate.
So tell me a little bit about that before we move on. What do you mean no one will cooperate?
There were witnesses there when it happened. The story is that someone came in to rob someone in the room, and Tyler was the person shot. But no one in the room would cooperate with the police to tell them anything. They just told them that somebody came in and shot the room up, and Tyler ended up dead. Nothing else. And these were supposed to be his typical peers and his friends.
Good grief. And how frustrating is that for you? I mean, how desperately do you want to know, do you want justice here and for there to be an arrest?
I'm getting impatient, but right now I have to be patient, because without patience, then nothing is going to happen. But I am still waiting on an arrest to be made. I'm praying for an arrest to be made. And I just wish that the friends would cooperate some and tell the police what happened that night.
Okay. Well, we can talk more about that. And that's an example of an unsolved case, and hopefully, again, there are people out there who can solve it. They can solve it tonight, and I appreciate you coming on to talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it some more. Denise, you're the mother of Jamarcus Esmon. Can you tell us his story?
Jamarcus Esmon, he was 26 years old. He was murdered in Franklin, Tennessee. He leaves behind a 4-year-old daughter, and I just remember June 27th, being woken up out of my sleep at 1 something in the morning, saying Jamarcus had been shot. And I live in Jolton, Tennessee, so I knew it was going to take me a minute to get there. So I called my best friend that lives in Franklin, and I was like, go check on my baby. And before I could get there, she called me back